Days passed, and the situation grew more dire. Ifeoma's baby, Chinedu, developed a mysterious fever. His cries were endless, and nothing seemed to soothe him. Desperation clawed at Ifeoma's heart, and she decided to take the baby to a renowned herbalist in a neighboring village. The herbalist, an old man with deep wrinkles and a gaze that seemed to pierce the soul, examined the child. He then spoke. The child's twin, his placenta, has been taken for a dark purpose. If it is not found soon, the child will weaken, and his spirit may depart. The villagers were terrified. The pressure mounted on Dr. Oluchi to confess, but she stood her ground, maintaining her innocence. Just as it seemed all hope was lost, fate took a sudden turn. A young nurse named Ada, who had always admired Dr. Oluchi and had been troubled by the accusations, decided to investigate on her own. She noticed that another nurse, Neka, had been acting strangely ever since the incident. Ada followed Neka one night as she left the hospital and headed toward the outskirts of the village. Hidden among the bushes, Ada watched as Neka met with a strange man dressed in dark robes. They exchanged words and Neka handed him a small package wrapped in white cloth. Ada's heart raced. Was this the missing placenta? The next day, Ada bravely confronted Neka. Under pressure and in tears, Neka confessed the truth. She had stolen the placenta. She explained that her own child had been gravely ill and she had visited a sorcerer who promised to heal her child in exchange for a fresh placenta. Desperate to save her child, she had taken the risk, never imagining the chaos it would cause. Ada, shocked but empathetic, brought Neka to the elders. The confession sent ripples of both relief and outrage through the village. Neka's child had indeed been cured, but the price of her actions was steep. The elders deliberated for hours, torn between justice and mercy. Finally, they decided that Neka would be banished from Umudike for her betrayal, and the sorcerer would be sought out and dealt with according to village law. But as the villagers thought the mystery was resolved, a second twist of fate unfolded. When the elders went to confront the sorcerer, they found his hut abandoned. Inside, they discovered a chilling note. "Thank you for the gift. The child's destiny is now tied to mine." The note sent a shiver down everyone's spine. What could it mean? Had the sorcerer performed some dark ritual with the placenta that would forever bind Chinedu to his fate? The villagers turned to the herbalist once more, seeking clarity. After deep meditation, the herbalist revealed that the sorcerer had indeed used the placenta to attempt to alter the child's destiny. However, there was still a way to reverse it, but it would require immense courage and sacrifice. Dr. Oluchi, having been cleared of all charges, offered to help lead a small group to find the sorcerer and retrieve the stolen placenta. Alongside her were Chibuzo, Ifeoma, and Ada, the brave nurse whose courage had revealed the truth. They embarked on a perilous journey into the deep forest, following clues and signs left by the sorcerer. After days of trekking, they finally reached a secluded cave where the sorcerer had set up his lair. Inside, the air was thick with the smell of incense and strange herbs. The sorcerer, a gaunt figure with dark, sunken eyes, stood waiting for them. His presence was unsettling, and the shadows in the cave seemed to move with a life of their own. He greeted them with a cold smile, one that sent chills down their spines. "Ah, visitors!" the sorcerer rasped, his voice like dry leaves rustling in the wind. "You have come for what is now mine." Dr. Oluchi, her face resolute, stepped forward. "We have come to take back the placenta and undo the evil you have wrought upon this child and our village." The sorcerer chuckled, a sound that echoed off the stone walls. "Evil? I merely offered a desperate mother a choice. She chose, and now the child's fate is intertwined with mine. To take back the placenta would require a great sacrifice." Chibuzo, holding his son Chinedu close, felt a surge of anger and fear. "What do you mean, a sacrifice?" he demanded. "What more could you want after all you have done?" The sorcerer's eyes glittered with a strange light. "I do not want anything from you, farmer. The spirits do. The child's destiny has been altered. To reset it, someone must take his place, offer their own fate in exchange." A heavy silence fell over the cave. Ifeoma's heart pounded in her chest as she looked at her baby, his tiny face marked with signs of the fever that had plagued him. "What do you mean, take his place?" she asked, her voice trembling. What would happen to the one who takes his place? The sorcerer's smile widened. The one who takes his place will bear the weight of the curse meant for the child. Their life will be marked by hardship and struggle, but the child will be free, his destiny his own once more. Tears welled up in Ifeoma's eyes as she looked at Chinedu. She knew in her heart what she had to do. I will do it, she said, her voice barely a whisper. I will take his place. Chibuzo gasped, turning to his wife. Ifeoma, no, we cannot. But Ifeoma cut him off. I am his mother, Chibuzo. A mother protects her child, no matter the cost. I will not let him suffer for something that was not his fault. Dr. Oluchi, moved by Ifeoma's courage, stepped forward. There must be another way, she pleaded with the sorcerer. Is there nothing else we can do? The sorcerer shook his head slowly. This is the only way. A life for a life, a destiny for a destiny. Ada, who had been silent until now, spoke up. Ifeoma, you have shown great courage, but we must think carefully. If you take this burden, it will change everything. But Ifeoma was firm. I have already made up my mind. For my son, I will do anything. With a nod, the sorcerer prepared to perform the ritual. The air grew colder, and a strange wind blew through the cave, extinguishing the torches that lined the walls. As he chanted in a language long forgotten by most, a dark mist began to form in the center of the cave, swirling and twisting like a living thing. Then suddenly the sorcerer stopped. There is another, he said, his eyes narrowing as if seeing something for the first time. The group looked at him, confused. Another what? Dr. Oluchi asked, her voice tense. The sorcerer's eyes locked onto Chinedu. Another child, this one, he said, pointing to the baby. The spirits have been whispering. This child is special. His destiny is powerful, tied to something far greater than any of you know. My ritual was not just to alter his destiny, but to harness it. The group was stunned. Chibuzo and Ifeoma exchanged a look of horror. What are you saying? Chibuzo asked, his voice shaking. You wanted to use our son for some dark purpose? The sorcerer nodded. I saw his star the night he was born. A rare star, one that appears only once in a lifetime. This child is destined for greatness, or for darkness if guided that way. The realization dawned on everyone. This wasn't just about the placenta or a simple curse. It was about power. The sorcerer had seen an opportunity to control a powerful force and had used Neka's desperation as a tool to achieve it. But you underestimated us, Dr. Oluchi said, stepping forward with newfound confidence. You thought you could manipulate us, but here we stand, united against you. The sorcerer laughed, a deep, resonant sound that seemed to shake the very ground beneath them. You think you can stop me? I have bound his fate to mine, and unless someone takes his place willingly, I hold the cards. Before anyone could speak, a new voice rang out. I will take his place. All eyes turned to Ada, the young nurse who had bravely uncovered the truth about Neka. Her face was calm, but there was a fire in her eyes. I have no family left, no one who depends on me, but this child has a future, a destiny far beyond any of us. I will take his place. The group was shocked. Ada, no, Dr. Oluchi cried. You've done so much already. You don't have to do this. But Ada shook her head. I do. I have seen enough suffering to know that sometimes a single act of sacrifice can change everything. Ifeoma, Chibuzo, let me do this. Let me be the one. Ifeoma, tears streaming down her face, nodded. Thank you, Ada. You are a true hero. The sorcerer watched with interest, clearly enjoying the drama unfolding before him. Very well, he said. If this is your choice, then so be it. The sorcerer began the ritual again, this time directing his chants toward Ada. The dark mist swirled around her, and she closed her eyes, bracing herself for whatever was to come. Suddenly, there was a blinding flash of light, and the cave was filled with a deafening roar. The mist dissipated, and Ada collapsed to the ground, unconscious but alive. For a moment, there was silence. Then Chinedu let out a small cry, a healthy, strong cry. The fever had broken, and his eyes, which had been clouded and dull, were now bright and clear. It is done, the sorcerer said, his voice tinged with an odd mix of disappointment and respect. The child's destiny is his own once more. But before anyone could breathe a sigh of relief, a new twist revealed itself. The cave began to shake, and the ground beneath them cracked open. The sorcerer, caught off guard, stumbled back. What is this? He shouted. Dr. Oluchi, understanding what was happening, shouted, "The spirits are angry. They know of your deceit." Suddenly, from the crack in the ground, a powerful surge of energy erupted, pulling the sorcerer into its depths. He screamed, clawing at the ground, but it was no use. The earth swallowed him whole, sealing itself shut with a thunderous boom. As the cave settled and silence fell, Ada slowly opened her eyes. She looked around, confused but unharmed. "What happened?" she asked weakly. "You saved him," Ifeoma said, tears of gratitude streaming down her face. "You saved our son, and you saved us all. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, like, share, and drop me a comment in the comment section. Also, do not forget to turn on your notifications bell to get notified when I upload another beautiful story. Until next time, remain blessed.